3:30 on a Friday afternoon. I'm first warning meteorologist Eric Burris. This is Coffee Talk, the afternoon update. We get together 5 days a week during the week to check in and see how things are doing. And on a Friday, hopefully we're headed into the weekend together. Here's a live look outside. This is our tower cam shot. Definitely looking like storms are either in the forecast or starting to form. I could tell you both would be correct, just not by only looking at that, but by looking at the radar as well. Temperatures across Central Florida continuing to get hot. It's 89 in Orlando, 91 degrees for us in Winter Haven. It's 92 degrees in the Villages. And our first warning live Doppler radar showing some showers and thunder showers. Take a look into Seminole County particularly, back over toward, I'd say kind of that 1792, I-4 back over to State Road 46 corridor there. Seeing some nice heavy downpours. Let me just lapse this and you kind of see the rains blossoming up. Nothing severe here. I'll bring it full screen just so that you can see it as clear as possible. But firing up some good heavy rains around Longwood. There's Wekiva Springs out near 434 over toward Ronald Reagan. It's not storming at the 417 per se right now, but some good heavy rains there. Widening the perspective out, getting into northern Lake County, some heavy rains over 46, right at the 429 there. And if I loop this, you kind of see just blossoming rains. So nothing crazy, but there's definitely some blossoming rains. Yeah, all right, widening it out even further. You kind of see that west coast sea breeze pinned there along the west coast for now. That's the east coast sea breeze getting going. So what we can tell you is that basically these next few hours, we're going to watch showers and thunder showers widespread, right? Through 7, even 9 o'clock tonight. Expect to see some of those thunderstorms around, and then little by little, we'll be clearing things out into the evening. Nathaniel says it's raining here in DeLand. Yeah, confirmed. Shauna, ready to head to Rockville Day 2. Storms in Daytona this evening. We'll take a look. Let me dial up our Futurecast model. Bop, bop, bop. I'll tell you, I've spent way more time sitting in this seat than I would like to admit today. All right, so there's 5:30, 6 o'clock. Notice most of the activity inland, thankfully. From the beaches. There's 6 p.m. showers and thunder showers through the metro. 7, 8 o'clock, kind of seeing those storms around and lingering. And then by 9, 10 o'clock, little by little, we'll be clearing things out. All right, so that's the latest model data for us tonight. Rolling through to tomorrow morning. All right, 7 a.m. we'll be chatting on WESH 2 News Sunrise. There's coffee talk time tomorrow. We'll be looking just fine. But watch how it looks to be an earlier start to the rains tomorrow. There's 12:30, like 1 o'clock. Already starting to see a few popcorn showers. Thunder showers through 3 o'clock, and then widely scattered by 4, 5, 6 o'clock. So we've got the showers and the thunder showers kind of in the forecast for us tomorrow. And when we look to the weekend forecast as it is, you'll notice there's showers and storms each day. Looks like Sunday is going to be the stormier of the 2 days, but there's going to be storms around. James, off topic, where did you get the shirt? This is a hand-me-down from a family member, if I'm honest. He got a little larger, I got a little smaller, so I took it. I have no idea where he got it, but I like it. It's nice. It's definitely got the weekend vibes, doesn't it? That's what I'm going for. Sammy says clouds are coming in and forming in Ocklawaha. Indeed. Did you see the radar loop of the Carolina low? It wants to become something. I don't know if it's going to become something, but yeah, there's that radar loop. If you follow us for any period of time, you know that one of the things I love doing is long-range forecasting, and we've got ourselves a Carolina low. It's funny, I sent this to my boss today, and I do that not because, I guess you could accuse me of being a brown noser. I promise it's not that. She's just a weather nerd, and I like a dang victory. You know? So I send this to her, and she always gets a kick out of it. Let me look at it. Let me switch over here. This is our first warning live Doppler radar. Let me switch over to the Give me a minute. There. Okay. All right. So this is the live radar network from other locations. Let's just dial it in. Yeah. I mean, I'm not there's not really any organization here. But it's right where and when. I mean, if you look, this is the forecast product that we put out March the 1st. And we talk about a Carolina storm system. Highlighted that corridor and highlighted those dates. Right? May the 13th through the 20th. There were some storm systems that had moved through. But here we are, May the 19th. There's your Carolina low. So there's that. That'll be interesting to watch in future cycles. Not saying that that's going to get developing, as a matter of fact, because sea surface temperatures. If I dial that up, give me a second to pull that up. Okay, click U. Turn off the satellite. Like sea surface temperatures in this area they're not warm, 74, 73. If it was further offshore, then maybe. The magic number when it comes to tropical development, the magic number is 80 degrees. Water temperatures above 80 degrees give you the opportunity for development. We don't see that. So that low, that Carolina low, at least this version of it, will not be developing. Okay? But it's interesting. It's a piece of energy that's there. And thus, to me, is something that we'll have to watch. Joanne, tell us more about the hurricane updates with Jeremy. Yeah, so we're talking about this. I've been on the phone with Jeremy several times today doing practice, rehearsals. And yeah, so announced it this morning that next week, starting on Tuesday mornings at about 10 a.m., Jeremy Nelson and I are going to be doing, it's essentially just like Coffee Talk, but we're going to be doing it together every week. And the idea is we're going to be talking tropics, whether it's local tropics here in Central Florida or local tropics there in Georgia and the Carolinas. It's not just. We're talking tropics across the entire basin. Think of this as like a video podcast. We'll opportunistically bring on other meteorologists, storm chasers, that sort of thing. The goal is to make it kind of an interactive type deal, where we can talk to people that play into the overall tropics realm. Just kind of do a little, think of it as an addition to Coffee Talk. It's not replacing Coffee Talk. Not at all replacing Coffee Talk, but in addition to Coffee Talk. So, and then I will tell you that, in the event that we've got like landfalling systems, we may do special editions of Tracking the Tropics where we'll do our Coffee Talk thing in the mornings and then we'll do more at 10. But that's kind of a neat little feature. So in addition to Coffee Talk at 8 a.m., on my social channels on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, we'll also be doing Tracking the Tropics on Tuesdays at 10. And if we need to get into kind of extended type coverage, then we can expand that on to other days as well. That's just a nice new little feature that we're putting in. All right. Out to the tropics. Nothing expected to form for now. Over the next 7 days' time, Hurricane Center has no areas highlighted. Of course, as I just showed you, there is that Carolina low, but water temperatures it's just not. So there's that. There's some, moisture out over the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos. What else is new? But again, if we look to the long range forecast, and I guess I need to put the June together, but June looks to be a pretty quiet pattern, at least in terms of landfall areas. But here you go. And right off the bat, you got your Carolina low. We're watching that right now. The Florida Gulf Coast storm system is essentially the front that's going to really up our rain chances. That comes next week. And then you'll see the Florida East Coast storm system. That's the Nicole part of the pattern recycling. So first off, notice the Florida coast storm system. Let me just show you the 7-day forecast, okay? There's going to be an old front sitting over top of us, and it doesn't take a meteorologist to say there's something going on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Look at those rain chances rising, right? Yeah, so there's something going on. And then after that, we'll have to watch the Nicole part of the pattern recycling, which then brings me to the afternoon model data. How is the most recent GFS run looking? Here's the very latest. This is the 12Z GFS, all right? There's the Carolina storm. It's trying to close it off tomorrow morning, but again, it wouldn't be tropical if it is doing anything. So there's that broad low pressure out east of us. Old front over top of us, right? Like, you know, lots of... Now, there's the Nicole part of the pattern, like right there, right? That would be a little early. And then, I mean, yeah, like there could be the... You know, just a lot of low pressure. At the end of the day, there's just a lot of moisture around. And that feeds into the idea, if I'm honest, that we're not just watching for moisture over top of us, but we're also kind of dialing up that rainy season pattern. So that I do think is playing in, you know, and we'll see. William says you should get Mike Potter on Coffee Talk. I've never met him. I know who he is. I've watched him up in Gainesville, but I can't. Yeah, I don't know. I have no relationship with the guy. So I mean, you know. But when we track tropical stuff, we'll do our best to bring some interesting people in. Mickey says, I'll be interested to hear your thoughts and Jeremy's thoughts on the main development region being warmer than average. Not only is it warmer than average, but it has a chance also to be the hottest start to a hurricane season. We are already in the hottest May on record in the tropics. So, yeah. Sandy, what's MDR? That's the main development region. Think of that as when we look to the wide perspective here on the tropical map, the main development region would be like down here. The monsoonal trough area. Yeah. Where there's nothing going on right now. Nicole Molina says, Eric, you just love saying my name. I do. You're just so good looking. That's just what it is. Everybody with the name Nicole, so good looking. It captivates me. Oh man, actually I can see your thumbnail is like so tiny, like I'm sure you're good looking. I have no idea, but either way, it's just very funny. So there you go. But that's one of those things that we'll be chatting about again on our new little feature. Yep. I'm going to advertise the snot out of it because why not, right? Because why not at the end of the day? 10 a.m. Tuesdays. What are we going to call it? Like Tracking the Tropics Tuesdays? Sure. Let's go with that. 10 a.m. Tuesday. Myself and WJCL Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Nelson, which is our sister station. He's the co-author of our hurricane forecast. He and I work hand in hand on that. And he and I will be working on that. Does that sound good to everybody? Are you looking forward to it as much as I am? I hope so. I'm very much looking forward to it. Anyway, back to the local. It's pouring outside in some spots. I can see the darker clouds out my window. There's a look at our first warning live Doppler radar. Of course, coming up tonight on WESH 2 News, meteorologist Cam Tran and Chief Meteorologist Tony Manolfi with the very latest on these showers and thunder showers around. Where do we go from here? Tune in. Sound good? Sound good to me? Sound good to you? Very good. All right. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Take care. Bye, y'all.